My parents asked me to give my brother money for another business idea, even though he still owed me thousands. At family dinner, I pulled up my bank records and showed every dollar I'd loaned him. I'm an accountant, who had always been the responsible one in my family, the quiet sibling who paid bills on time, helped my parents whenever they needed something, and tried to keep the peace with my younger brother Ryan, who somehow managed to fail upward through life despite never taking anything seriously. And for years, my parents insisted he just needed support while I needed to be understanding. But the breaking point came the night my parents invited the whole family to dinner to announce that Ryan was starting a new business opportunity, which was the fourth one in 5 years. And before dessert was even served, my father cleared his throat and said, "We think it would be great if you helped Ryan with some startup money." And I asked calmly how much they were talking about, already expecting something unreasonable, when Ryan leaned back in his chair with a grin and said, "Honestly, man, if you could just cover 20,000, I could really get this thing moving." Like he was asking to borrow $20 for lunch. And I stared at him and said, "You still owe me 5,000 from the last business idea," which made my mother wave her hand dismissively and say, "That was different. This one has real potential." While Ryan shrugged and added, "You make plenty anyway." And that was when something in me snapped after years of watching my parents drain their retirement savings trying to fund his endless schemes. So I asked a simple question: "What's the business?" And Ryan immediately started rambling about crypto trading algorithms, automated marketing funnels, and passive income streams that sounded suspiciously like every internet scam I'd ever heard of. So I said, "Let me get this straight. You want $20,000 for a business you can't actually explain?" And he rolled his eyes and said, "You're always so negative." While my father added, "Sometimes you have to take risks," which would have been funny if they hadn't already lost thousands supporting Ryan's previous failures. And my mother leaned forward and said, "Family helps family." Like that sentence automatically meant I should hand over my savings, so I looked around the table and replied, "Family also pays back the money they borrow," which made Ryan scoff and say, "Why are you acting like this is a big deal?" And that was the moment I decided to stop arguing and instead opened my laptop, logged into my banking app, and projected the screen onto the TV in their living room using AirPlay, showing every transfer I had ever made to Ryan over the last 5 years. $1,000 for a marketing course, $2,000, $500 for an online store, $1, $500 for equipment, $5,000 for the last startup that vanished after 3 months until the total reached over $12,000. And the room went quiet while Ryan stared at the screen and muttered, "That's not fair." And I turned to my parents and said calmly, "If he pays back even half of this, I'll consider investing in the new idea." But my father immediately said, "You can't expect family to keep score like that." And that was when I closed the laptop and stood up, because the real problem suddenly felt obvious. So I said, "You're right, I shouldn't keep score," paused, and then added, "Which is why I'm done playing the game," before grabbing my coat while my mother called after me, "Don't be selfish." And Ryan shouted, "You're overreacting." But as I walked out, I realized something strangely peaceful. For the first time in years, I wasn't responsible for fixing his life anymore. And a week later, when Ryan texted asking if I had reconsidered the investment, I replied with a single message: "Consider this my last financial contribution to your business ideas. Advice: stop asking me for money."